In various types of media, there are wizards galore, and instruction in each group of stories is a little different. From Hogwarts' School of Witchcraft and Wizardry to the more personalized instruction of Harry Dresden, you can find all sorts of ways to learn about magic. Today we're going to look at a most unusual school. Based in Ankh-Morpork, the Unseen University is a strange school with a very long and confusing history. I'm Ollamh, and welcome to Geek Trivia. The school was founded by a master wizard, Alberto Malik. This signaled the end of the Mage Wars, getting wizards to fight for higher rank rather than trying to wipe out any and all competition. The founder disappeared one night under strange circumstances, and come to find out, actually became the manservant of death. Though the warring between wizards was ended, it didn't mean that being a wizard was an easy job. Students and instructors still fought, just not with magic. The Mage Wars taught the world that it is difficult to kill a wizard with magic, and often made the reality of the area where the battle happened unsteady. Instead of fighting with magic, Unseen University had a promotion style called Dead Man's Pointy Shoes, meaning that to advance in one of the orders and up the ranks of the school, one wizard must assassinate another. Often this was done in mundane ways. It meant watching someone else eat a bite of a dish at dinner in case of poison, and searching your bedroom for scorpions or snakes before laying your head down. This went on until Mustrum Ridcully was elected Arch-Chancellor. He was loud, rustic, and could drink well into the night and be up at the crack of dawn to exercise. With such a strong, robust leader, the time of Dead Man's Pointy Shoes was over, much to the gratitude of the entire faculty. Unseen University also has quite a few strange artifacts. They have the only known copy of the Octavo, the book with the 8 spells of creation in it. This was a focus of a time of trouble for the university, as the spells needed to be read, but one had escaped into the head of Rincewind the Wizard. The spell actually escaped to make sure that the book was not used except when it was actually needed. And though Rincewind blamed the spell for his failure as wizard, no other spells would stay in his head with one of the 8, it also kept him very safe. In fact, the Octavo altered the universe to keep Rincewind and the spell from falling off the Discworld. The university also houses the Cabinet of Curiosity, which really lives up to its name. This is a fascinating cabinet that can open up well past its outer dimensions, holding all sorts of strange things. It wasn't until recently that it could be properly explored, and even then still warps reality around it. The halls and doors move around the more it's used, and there is a problem with a giant squid. All that is really known about the cabinet is that nothing stored in it is larger than 14 inches squared, there's nothing living and nothing pink. Also, nothing can be removed from the cabinet for longer than 14.14 hours recurring. Now, not everything unusual at Unseen University is old. For instance, there's Hex, the mechanical thinking machine. Originally built by Ponder Stibbons and his team, with a primary processor based on an anthill, this machine has developed over time, and not in any ways that make sense to anyone. Starting with punch cards, they moved into levers and finally a keyboard. Now, with a teddy bear, a ram skull, and numerous other odds and ends, Hex has grown into a self-aware machine. It has the power to believe in things, such as the Hogfather, and since that belief exists, Hex even received a Hog's Watch present from the Hogfather, although Death was filling the role at the time. While the items found in the campus may be of keen interest, the faculty are not to be outdone by simple gewgaws. The librarian is an orangutan. Having been changed in what is mostly described as a freak accident, actually, when the Octavo changed the universe, as mentioned earlier, it also changed the librarian. Some other wizards have said it's not right to have a librarian who is an ape, but the librarian refuses to be changed back. The added strength, agility, and ability to climb shelves make working in the severely dangerous magical library easier. Also, he has a disconnect from humanity, so he doesn't worry about the normal questions of who am I and why are we all here? Another faculty member of note is quite possibly the oldest member of the team, the Bursar. The Bursar has kept his position due to a combination of his mathematical ability and enjoyment, as well as the fact that nobody else wants the job. The introduction of Mustrum Ridcully started to wear on the Bursar though, starting him down the path of insanity. That insanity is kept mostly in check by the use of dried frog pills, and though they are able to keep him from going completely off the deep end, they don't prevent his decline in mental health. Eventually, Ponder Stibbons took over the duties because the Bursar just stopped leaving in the decimal point. One of the rules for wizards at the university is they are not allowed to have relations with women. And while some wizards don't understand why, the reason showed itself when a young boy became Arch-Chancellor for a short time. You see, when a man has 8 sons, the 8th is a wizard. If a wizard has 8 sons, the 8th is a sorcerer. Literally a source of magic. This came to a point when Ipsilor the Red had 8 sons, and sent his youngest, the sorcerer, to the university to become Arch-Chancellor. A sorcerer feeds new magic into the world, but the Discworld's reality is naturally pretty thin, so the increased magical use gives way for the things in the dungeon dimension to come through. There are plenty of other unique and interesting things about Unseen University, but sadly that's all the time we have for today. Besides, I wouldn't want to ruin all the mystery. So what do you think about the Bizarre School? Would it be a place you would be interested in studying at? Leave a comment down below, or on our Facebook page, or tweet us with your opinion. We would love to know what you think. As always, thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more from Ollamh Productions. Cheerio! I do too.
They don't go away.
Just kick him in the nads.
Oh, I said. You mean Jumpman? He's kind of well known in my world as well. He's the carpenter chap that kept a big giant ape